guys, so as you can see, I'm once again in a different location. I just couldn't be bothered to set up my normal filming place. There wasn't a video last week. I've been feeling very unmotivated to make videos, not just videos. I've also sort of had writer's block on my blog. I've struggled to write reviews. I've just been very unmotivated. I don't know what this has stemmed from, but I just haven't felt... I've still been reading, but I've been kind of in reading slumps, not knowing what to read, not knowing what to pick up, feeling very dissatisfied. And like I say, I don't know where this has stemmed from. I wish I did know. But yeah. So I really didn't know what video to film. So it occurred to me as I was looking at my bookshelves trying to decide what to read. I was like, I have a lot of unread books, like a lot of us do. And so I thought, why don't I try and narrow it down to sort of a video? And so what I've done is I've chosen sort of like my top 5 books that I haven't read yet, but I really should have read by now. Starting off, I haven't read Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, the 3rd book in the Hunger Games trilogy. Oh gosh, when did I read the 1st and 2nd one? Quite a long time ago now, I think. Was it 2012? It was either 2011 or 2012 when the wind's literally just blowing through my window and there's like opening my door. Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a long time since I read the 1st and 2nd one. I enjoyed them, but I didn't fall in love with them and obsess over them like a lot of readers did. I wanted to, but I didn't. So yeah, but I really should have finished the series by now. Along the same lines, I haven't read Insurgent yet. I really shocked myself with not actually reading this yet, because I read The Hunger Games when everyone was on the dystopian kick and everyone was talking about it. And then they were all talking about Divergent, and I was like, oh, if it's like The Hunger Games, will I like it? Ooh. Really surprised myself because I loved it. I loved Divergent. I flew through it, absolutely fell in love with it, obsessed over it. And then the 2nd one came out and I was super excited for it, had it on pre-order. And then I started to hear like the not so good things about it. And then I was like, oh well, I'll just wait for the 3rd one to come out and then I'll like read the one after the other. And I just haven't, and like I say, I don't really know why. I have heard mixed things. That doesn't always put me off, but sometimes I just go, I'll wait for the hype to die down, I'll wait for the discussions to die down. But I haven't yet. The next book that I haven't read yet that I really should have is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This is a book I've wanted to read for a long time. I held off buying it until I could get my hands on this specific edition. It's all about things that interest me. A little girl who loves reading, who can't relate to that, Nazi Germany, the fact that it has a really interesting narrator, the fact that it's narrated by death. Everything about this book calls to me, and I haven't read it yet, and I can't even think why. I mean, obviously I waited until I bought this edition, but I should have got to it before, but I haven't. It's been calling my name a lot lately, but like I say, I've been in some sort of reading slump. I've been obsessed with the World Cup. I've been watching that. Sometimes I've watched all 3 matches in one day. Yeah, but like I say, lot of lot of confusion as to why I'm feeling the way that I am. Anyway, the next book that I really should have read by now is Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes. This is book 2 in the Falling Kingdoms series. I read Falling Kingdoms last year. Absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it. I loved the multiple characters' perspectives. I loved the writing style. I loved the world building. I loved the way that Morgan Rhodes wasn't afraid to really put her characters through the ringer. She surprised me. I just loved it, and I was super excited for Rebel Spring, and I haven't read it yet. I think sometimes I'm almost tentative to pick up the book because I think I've enjoyed the first one so much. What if the second one doesn't live up to it? What if a lot of things happen that I don't want to happen? I think it's genuine fear that something's going to happen that I'm not going to like. But the third book in this series comes out, I think it's in December. So I might read this one around Christmas. We shall see. And then the last book that I'm going to show you that I haven't read yet, that I really should have, is Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. This is a book that has been talked about an awful lot. I've owned this book for quite some time now. It's controversial. It covers a controversial topic of incest between a brother and a sister, that they grow close because their mother is very neglectful, and they basically have to keep their family together. So I feel like this one will not offend me, because obviously otherwise I wouldn't have bought it, but I just feel like it's going to be emotionally wrecking. And I feel like once I read this book, if it's as good as the reviews would suggest, I feel like it could actually just change me, and I have to be in the frame of mind to be emotionally wrecked, to be changed. And because it's obviously controversial and it has affected so many people, it's just the hype as well, you know. And I do have a good feeling that I am going to like the book. It's just being in the frame of mind to cover a book that might not have that happy ever after, that as a reader is something that I enjoy. I like having everything wrapped up, which is naive, and maybe a little bit shallow, but that's what I look for in a book. I read to escape and to, you know, for fantasy. I want things in books that maybe don't happen in real life. Like I've said before, if I wanted real life, I would read the newspaper back to front every day, or I would turn on the news channel. I don't always want that from a book. So I like my happily ever afters. That's what I like. Fairy tale retellings. But yeah, that went completely off on a tangent. I don't quite know where I was going with that one. But those are my top 5 books that I haven't read yet, but I really should have. Have you guys read any of these? I'm sure you will have. Are any of these in your top 5 books that you should have read? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Happy reading.